What are ways you see youth pastors being able to support the Christian school?
I see this as an answer in two parts. Like a youth pastor can do this in two ways. The first way is to support the Christian school to the teens, like promote school positivity with them,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
Okay. Um, express thanks for their school in their presence. Encourage them in where their lives are connecting with school or extracurriculars. One of the ways that you can do that, and when there's 60 of them, it's hard to do this equally across the board. Um, but to attend their extracurriculars
Yeah, it's great.
as their pastor, as their youth leader. It doesn't have to be a pastoral
That
position.
means a lot.
Yeah, and it is a sacrifice.
Sure.
I love it. So, but when I'm away doing it and my family can't come, my wife is the one who's probably sacrificing more than I am
Right,
because
right.
I could watch a robotics tournament all day. I
Right.
could go to every, basketball game and I'd love it
Sure.
all. And,
Yeah.
and she's like, come home once.
You better come home. Yeah.
Yes. So there's a balance there. That's huge. For them to see you there, you are bridging a gap that you don't realize how valuable that bridge is,
For sure.
I think.
Yeah.
And what it communicates beyond just my youth pastor loves me, it's my youth pastor understands my life and its multifaceted aspects.
Right.
I think that's really, really huge. So supporting the Christian school to the teens. And then the second way is supporting the school in actuality. By and we'll probably talk about this more as we continue in fleshing this out, but communicating with the school,
Yeah, for sure.
praying for the school, communicating with the school and asking how you can pray, being present around the school when appropriate and requested and invited, right? Not losing opportunities to be present there.
Sure.
That communicates. So the first answer communicates to the teens. The second answer is more just for your own personal benefit and
Absolutely.
enrichment as a youth leader to prioritize that, right? So those are a couple of things that I don't always do well, but I do want to do,
Right.
and really our whole youth team does. Yeah.
Yeah, that's excellent. So typically in school, the teachers focus on school.
Mhm.
Personally, I always appreciate the teachers who would tell about what they learned in church. Maybe on Monday morning they talk about church, or they would ask about our church or youth group, or even more that, that asked about activities or things with church. Just to me, that connected all those people in my life. Let's talk more about that connection. We've kind of hinted at a little bit going along, but that support between the church and the school. What are your thoughts? How can schools support and really, I guess you'd just say, promote the role of the youth pastor in the lives of those students?
Yeah.
Like, how could schools better connect with or partner with the youth pastors? Maybe I can just say it this way. What would you like teachers to know or to do best in supporting the work that you're doing?
Yeah, yeah, and we have touched on this some. The not pressuring on certain extracurriculars,
True,
things like
true.
that.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
definitely fits into this category. And then a
Yeah.
couple of the ones you just mentioned, I actually had written down as
Oh,
well.
sorry.
No, no, it's these aren't just my ideas, right? These are like common sense that are being experienced in both of our experiences, right?
Yeah.
So we know they work, and we know they're effective, and we know that they're helpful. It's just promoting the role of the church. We talked about the centrality of the church at the beginning. To hear your teachers say that and then live it out, I
Right.
think is important for our teens. Bringing in, and this is in no way me, requesting for a platform opportunity whatsoever,
Sure.
but have your pastors speak in your schools. Now, sometimes if the school, particularly if the school is attached to a church, this probably happens a lot.
True.
But sometimes when a school is independent, this doesn't happen quite as much, and I think that it communicates something really, really effective, in chapels to occasionally have, any one of the pastors, doesn't have to be the youth leader, it can be any one of them come and just it's again, it's bridging those gaps mentally
For sure.
for the students, right? faculty doing the same thing that I talked about above that the youth leaders do. Ask what you're learning. And you mentioned this, right? Ask what you're learning and doing at church. There's bound to be, whether it's a Bible class or a lot of other opportunities as well, there are bound to be connecting points on
Sure.
Thursday
I hope
with what
so.
happened on Sunday, right?
Right.
And they are abundant. Look for them, ask about them, right? What are you learning? What are you studying at church? You have a Bible teacher sitting in front of a or standing in front of a class. You know, have you interacted with this topic or this current issue or this biblical truth in your studies at church with your youth group? And, you know, just bringing it up,
True.
um, showing, expressing interest in what they do church related outside of school or even school semesters. Show interest in summer trips,
Oh, yeah. Good thought.
camp experiences. The youth
Sure.
pastor doesn't have to be the only one who follows up from camp, right?
Right. Yep.
Or from a mission trip opportunity, or for a family ministry opportunity that happened during the summer. Pray for them through the summer because you know specifically what they're going to be doing because you asked right before they left. Encouraging and comparing notes between, you know, youth study, Sunday school, the weekly message, in their worship service at church and Bible class, right?
Yeah.
Connecting those dots, creating an atmosphere in class where teens know they can put their hand up and say, "Oh, this is great," because and this is something I could add to that I heard this past Sunday, right? And teachers can instigate that through setting
Sure.
that expectation and that culture and that atmosphere of wanting those synapses to be connected, right?
Yeah.
Enjoyed this short clip? That was just a sneak peek into a full episode on the Teacher Edition podcast. We are passionate about supporting Christian educators like you. Looking for more inspiration and practical strategies you could use today? Subscribe now wherever you get your podcasts. Brought to you by BJU Press.